days of long ago, created by the cosmic legends of the universe. There stands one man, one great man, a man dedicated to preserving all that is good in pop culture. Loved by few, hated by many. Alone in his fortress of awesomeness, he battles fearlessly against the wolf, the evil, the unjust. To right that which is wrong, to stand for justice, to serve all mankind. He is the one, the only, the comic Relief Crusader.
Hail, everybody! You made it to Friday! Yes! We are here, the end of the week, and what a freaking end of the week it is. I couldn't ask for anything better. Holy moly. I am so glad today is Friday because, as some of you might know, while following me either on Facebook or on Twitter, now known as X, meaning the unknown variable. I have to say, wow, if some of you have followed what's been going on, been edging slowly towards that monetization and stuff like that. And I will have to admit, okay, full on will have to admit, I was really extremely nervous. And why? Because as most of you know, some of the stuff that I talk about, and also on top of that, my pundits that join me on this live show and whatnot, some of the stuff would not be, how should I put it, agreeable to a certain other demographic. Let's put it that way, okay? And so I thought, okay, sure, I got the hours now. I can apply and go through all the all the hoops that you have to go through. And I thought, because at the last stage, it's like, okay, we're going to go over your work and all your videos. And I thought, you know what? Okay, as soon as they're going to do that, it's like going to be, nah, not going to happen. Right. So, but it has. And I am, I am now monetized. It's an act of God. So, and you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say I am fully happy about this. So, guys, I am going to be working on little memberships, try to make those membership tiers as funny as possible and stuff like that, and work on emojis and blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, all that kind of stuff. So I want to say, you know what? I want to say hi to everybody that's joined in so far because I'm getting long-winded at this point, and that's okay. I want to say hello to Rocco the Brave. Hail, friends, and you are first. Hail to you, followed by Sci-Fi Mommy coming in at a cool second, and then followed in by third is Killer Rabbit from Space, who's ganging up onto first as fast as he possibly can. And then leading up behind Killer Rabbit from Space, we got Rock Creations, who's following in third, or fourth, I must say. And then on top of that, we have all the way from Sweden. On top of that, fifth place is Christy. Hello. Hello to you. And of course, followed by Rancor Steve, the manliest man with the manliest show on the Rumbles over at Manorama. Check them out on Manorama. And we also have Tree Rock Creations. Hail, dude. How's it going? I am a partner. Thank God. Yes, I am. It's amazing, and I don't believe it personally myself. And Ray Lucard. How's it going, dude? Nice to see you here. And who else have I got on top of that? James Caserta. Dude, there's a party after the show? Yes. Yes, there is. I hope I have enough white powder for everybody. And by white powder, I mean snow. Lost Wanderer, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you here as well. Great to see you. Let's see. And over on the Rumbles, well, we have 3 people watching right now on top of that, and nobody in the chat yet. So get chatting over on Rumble. I would really appreciate it. So that being said, without further ado, let us welcome the fellow pundits in this madness that is here. Shall we?
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
And as Mike sets sail upon this most profitable, this most dangerous, this most ambitious journey of YouTube, we ask God's blessing. We choose to go to monetization not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Mike, is my dick too wrinkled to wear in front of Congress?
No, it is not, dear sir. Go ahead and expose for all the world to see.
Yeah, you go. I'm going to Gavin McGinnis here, ladies and gentlemen. No, congratulations. That's a great accomplishment. Everyone's really happy for you. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. You worked very, very hard for it. You make great uploads. Since you've picked up the sword of truth, you've held it high above your head like Shin Hati from Ahsoka at the end.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
We're not sure why you're doing it, but you're there and you're doing it. On an improved space horsey, better than the one from Tross. Congratulations, my friend.
And hail to Betty.
Well.
I have done excellent. Do it.
And everyone else will pay the price for your lack of vision. Oh, hey, speaking of which.
And we got the geeky classic leftist.
Hello, good sir. Yes, congrats. I've known you many years. Well deserved, my friend. Mind you, I'm going to say right now, that entrance, wow, if you're wearing headphones, my ears are bleeding. But that's okay because we're still happy for him because my head's going to explode like in Scanners, if anybody knows that. I'm old. Yay. But no, seriously, congrats, brother. You well deserved. Well freaking deserved.
Awesome, dude. Thank you very much. And on top of that, all I'll have to say is with everybody in chat, I shall rule this band with iron fist. So no getting around it. You are left in gulag here, and all of you must stay. So there. Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. This is amazing. I didn't think I would ever actually reach this goal, right? But
I'm not surprised. I've known you long enough.
Tonight we shall the channel into history.
You're a talented man. So,
who told you that? God.
Tonight we'll shit off the coast of their largest
don't forget to wire me that money for saying that. Anyway.
Okay, good enough. Okay, so as we do each and every Friday, and hello, Canadian Spider-Man, how's it going? Woo, dude. Nice to see you here. And everybody just made it in time. So as we're waiting for one more, hopefully he'll show up soon. And if he doesn't, that's okay. So as we do each and every week, let's start off with some stupid news, shall we?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I couldn't get through to my therapist today, so please take it easy on me.
Exactly. I will.
Am I still looking for more stupidity? I forgot.
Probably. And because like nothing else works on this channel properly anyway, so there. That's okay. Okay, so in stupid news, what do we got today? Let's see. We got this going on in stupid news.
No, I love when Mike does this. It's like the YouTube version of like when your father would sit down at the table and snap the newspaper open twice to be like in disbelief when he saw something really dumb. It's like, okay, dumb news. What do we have here? It's like snap.
Exactly. So this from the New York Post, because I love the New York Post
my so much. Paper.
There we go. I'm a liberal, and it's hard to find masculine men today who aren't conservative. So realizations about dating in 2023 as a woman. So, well,
I live at 5375 38th Street, Queens. Come over here right now. I will straighten you out about this misconception. I am not a liberal, but I am apolitical, and I also am pro-sex.
Ah, there we go. Okay. And hail to Wendy, Trauma Warrior. You just made it just in time. Hail, Wendy. How's it going?
Hello.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the problem that I'm finding. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be.
No, she looks a little like a horse.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. It kind of reminds me slightly of, what's her name?
Equine good looks.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's her name there?
Carrie from Sex and the City. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, Sarah
Celebrity
Jessica Parker.
from
Yeah.
Long Island.
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
she does look like a holy shit. Yeah.
She kind of does. Yeah, that long face. So
Now, a lot
You know-
younger, though. This woman's like 35 and Sarah Jessica Parker's 60. So let's be
It's-
charitable here. But yeah,
Hey,
she
Sarah
looks
still
like that.
carries it well, though. I give her credit. Sarah still looks good in her age.
She looks fine. She looks great for her age. She's
She
still
does.
hot.
But I'm finding that, let's say, this young woman is, let's say, in her possibly mid to late 20s or something like that. Let's just be
Okay,
generous
she's
a
too
little bit
old
on that.
for me then. I take it back. Mid-20s. You're just too old for me.
No, I think probably a lot of quote unquote liberal men, especially around that demographic and age range. On top of that, I don't know, a lot of them just seem pretty cucked or pretty stupid.
No, here, you know what the other thing is? If you're not cucked and stupid, right? Let's say you exist in that environment. No, the kind of flares you have to fire off before you can hit on a woman. So handcuffing. It's like the movie Misery. It's like, before you date, let me just chain your feet together, get around this 2x4 and grab this hammer. And they're like, okay, now try to run away. And it's just like, yeah, I'm a male feminist ally, and ACAB, yeah, baby, all the way. So let me tell you about why I'm let me tell you how I'm masculine. It's like, you're putting things at odds here, lady.
And hail to the lovely Sherry that made it just in the nick of time. Hail, lovely Sherry. How's it going? Nice to see you here.
But I asked the question, why doesn't she just date a conservative? What's wrong with that? Who cares?
How about this? Why doesn't she just find someone she loves and sort it out later? Why don't you just find someone that she turns her on and figure out, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people out there who have absolutely no political thoughts at all.
Yes.
But I don't get this concept of you can't talk to somebody who's the opposite belief system. How about no? We're all human.
Yeah.
We all have similar opinions.
Well,
What the hell?
You know what, Mike? I'd like it if you kicked.
I'd
like it if you kicked Tom for that statement. That was extremely leftist of him. I don't want to talk to the motherfucker anymore.
I found some hot conservatives.
Here's the thing, right? Because we've seen stupid news before that I brought up here. Like, say, for example, criminals, people that burglars, for example, breaking into homes and then they get away with it, right? Like, like generally, I'm saying that a conservative man,
generally or generally?
Yeah, I thought he was saying that too. Generally,
I was like, wait,
potato,
what
potato.
Where would it go here?
Potato. But generally, conservative men will protect the home. They will beat the living daylights to anybody that will, break into a house or something like that and protect their family. Apparently, a lot of liberal men will be like, no, don't hurt me. Just take what you want and just leave. Right? It's not.
Just because I let Eddie Van Halen fuck my girlfriend doesn't make me a liberal, okay?
So I'm thinking,
R.I.P. Eddie.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking probably cucked. Not manly enough. I don't know.
I know some honestly good liberal men that are strong too. To me, the liberal and conservative thing, to me, there's good men and then there's weak men. And weak men do exist. And there's weak men on both sides. But there's strong men on both sides. No,
that's true. But I'm talking about generally in this age of that demographic.
I know what you're
I still stand by the fact that their mating ritual, if like this woman is not like, I'm a woman who wants to meet a masculine man. She's like, I am a woman who is a liberal who wants to meet a man who is masculine. So she's got like 2 asterisks on there, right? So if you're like got a conservative belief and you're a metrosexual, that also doesn't work, right? So she has a specific outlook here.
God.
Right.
I mean, if it works one way, it needs to work the other, or it doesn't make sense, or we would be then we would have to be forgiven for saying she's just a flighty, crazy chick. But in honesty, like the mating dance, if you're a liberal, like it's kind of hard to come back from some of the things you have to. It's like Brie Larson's feet. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. They're fine.
That's exactly.
No, I don't look at them every day. Yeah, in fact, that's the only part of her I think that should be on screen is her feet. All 8 of her toes are beautiful.
It's all about the plumage. So this next piece of stupid news that's out there, because children's education is important, right? Teaching them how to read and learn about the birds and the bees and the facts of life and stuff like that, right? Because
where you're going with this one.
Education is important, right? We can all agree on that, right? Right.
Yeah,
okay. Well, this
it's a good thing in general.
It is in general, yes.
In general,
and hail to Hojo that made it here to the chat. Hail Hojo.
I stand by the idea that a little bit of knowledge is the worst thing you could have, though.
Well, this is true. So this found in school classroom libraries and whatnot. This book that is the latest one to be out, In My Daddy's Belly. So inspired
What?
by a real family. Yes.
I'm gonna eat your baby. Give me the baby.
With tips for parents, helpful resources and facts. And this is a story of a transgender dad that gives birth. By Logan Brown.
Is it horror or sci-fi or a combination of the two?
I'm thinking maybe a little bit of both. So, but yeah, so
let's confuse kids more than they need to be confused.
Yes. Yeah, because
you're speechless on this one.
I don't know how further I could possibly comment on this.
I rarely drop this, but a person that's in the community, this is fucking bullshit. Bullshit.
Beyond saying, I'm thinking
Keep
that
this out of
DNA
schools.
kind of. Yes, I'm thinking that DNA kind of prevents such a thing from happening. After the past, let's just say several thousand years of,
if you want to say in my trans daddy's belly, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but not in my dad's belly. And no, it's not a man; it's a trans man, which is biologically a woman.
Maybe it's just a terrible idea for a fucking story. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, maybe this is just a terrible fucking story idea that doesn't need to be explored in any way, shape, or form.
Probably not.
Call me crazy and prudish, and you know what? Admiral Teague, he stands in the way of progress, but that's just.
I don't even want that about a mother's belly. We don't need to know about pregnancy. And about the looks of it, it's at a elementary school.
No. I mean, what elementary school level? Like fourth, fifth grade? You're allowed to understand how children are born.
Call me a traditionalist, but for eons, I think the more natural, I suppose you could say, quote unquote, way of doing things has worked so far.
We have to say this. The woke is the path to many ideas.
If you're truly a dad and you just maybe happen to be, I don't know, quote unquote, pregnant, think about where it's going to come out of.
Hey, Mike.
And then cringe and horror.
I'm pissing out a baby.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just gonna dump that story. Oh my god!
What's wrong with saying two moms and two dads? Nothing wrong with that. Like we know it's my dad having a baby. No, stop.
Yep.
The woke is the pathway to many mental disabilities. Some considered to be unnatural.
And again, I'm not downing on actual trans people, but this is an embarrassment to the actual trans community. It really is.
Somewhere out there, Chaz Bono is slapping his forehead. I'll give Chaz that respect. For 20 years, Chaz has been Chaz and has never crashed a car, never slapped anyone around, never gotten arrested, never been drunk in public, and was more than an adult when they made their decision. That kind of thing is much different. Let's keep this away from children.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why they're shooting shotguns in the air down in Florida. They finally.
Oh, I can't imagine why.
But I mean, you've gone to jail in my city for this since 1900 when they codified the public school codes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, 123 years later, Florida. Hey, welcome to the modern age. You've reached the 20th century.
Wendy Trauma Warrior says, I'm not sure what my reaction will be if this situation presents in my ER.
I used to love teaching. I taught kindergarten. I was assistant teacher for kindergarten for 2 years, and there's no way in hell I would read that. I used to read Dr. Zeus and stuff like that. That would not be allowed. Like, get that away from me. Like, no.
A reading from the book of the Playboy Advisor.
Pretty much.
So, let's see. How about if we get into the news here next?
Wait, let me take my clothes off if we're going to get into the news.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course, because we have to go commando. If anybody has seen that video from yesterday,
no, it's too cold. I'm Canadian. Damn it, it's freezing here.
I think. And
all I can say is
I blame shrinkage.
Said that Doomcock told him. So,
did everybody see what's going on with Gary Ambrosius' Twitter?
No.
Oh yes.
Oh, there's a lively debate about going commando. It's hilarious. I think the funniest one I saw was hockey puck, no explanation.
Yes, exactly.
Just throw it in there, no context.
For all you gamers out there, apparently, last that we heard, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was going to be getting a remake, and of course it was by. Yes, and it was by a woman that actually knew nothing about the canon, nothing about the story, and on top of that was going to make it woke as hell. But now it reportedly is not going to be worked on right now.
Good.
So, and I do believe that the last game was made by BioWare, if I'm not mistaken, like way back in the early 2000s. Tom, is that correct? Do you remember?
I'm gonna double check on that. It's been a while since I played that, but yeah, I'll double check on that. Just give me a sec. You can continue on.
So, because if anybody remembers the old game or did manage to play the old game, it was actually really good, not too bad. Choose your own adventure kind of thing. It had a solid storyline, and but now a new report claims that the previously announced Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is no longer being worked on at any studio whatsoever.
Yes, BioWare, by the way.
Yes, it was totally BioWare,
Yeah.
which actually, believe it or not, the head office is actually here in Alberta, believe it or not.
It's a really great story, too.
It is. Yes. So a new report comes from Jeff Grubb at Giant Bomb, who stated on a recent live stream, the game is not being worked on right now. Just full stop. The game is not being worked on on any way on any studio. So it was announced that it was going to be originally released on Lucasfilm Games, PlayStation, and Aspire back in 2021 during a PlayStation Showcase release. So yeah, it was a great story, and I know that there are a few of you guys that are out there in the chat, especially Lenrod, because I know definitely he's a gamer for sure. That did enjoy the old game. I was kind of looking forward to this new game.
Yeah, same.
Because I love the Star Wars games. I've always loved the Star Wars games.
They're still good to this day. That's one thing. Star Wars hasn't. Even the newer games are really good. So good stories.
Mike, you sound like Palpatine. I love Star Wars games.
I love Star Wars games.
Dark Forces. The attempt on my gamer tag has left my reputation on Xbox scarred and deformed.
It's about it.
But my aim has never been stronger. My cheat codes have made me strong.
Stronger than ever. So this is why I look for older computers, so I can just do a lot of retro gaming. Because I miss those old games, being able to play them like on old platforms, especially, right? And with a lot of the games coming out right now, that I would love to check out and play and stuff like that. I mean, I need a system that's like over $2,000. Like, dang,
yeah, you need like a
nuts, right?
4090 or whatever, and it's a pain in the butt. It costs a fortune.
I know, right? It's stupid. So apparently this game is like possibly on permanent hiatus, it seems like. So at the time, Aspire lead producer Ryan Treadwell revealed the game would be a complete remake. Yeah, and that's what we heard like months ago. Treadwell was asked, is this like a remaster of the original game? What's going on here? To which he responded, it's so much more, Sid. This is a complete remake of this beloved Star Wars story. For Knights of the Old Republic remake, we're rebuilding from the ground up while maintaining that integrity and story from the original. Well, that's partially true. So... But
if they were going to go woke, I'd say, let it. Maybe it's good that they're doing this.
It is. Because I do remember, like, somewhere over a year ago, that one of the writers that they were hiring, I believe she possibly formerly worked at Marvel. I'm not entirely sure. Essentially, was like, praising herself for getting the job, but she absolutely knew nothing about Star Wars or the canon or anything like that.
The lore of this game is amazing. The story is amazing. So
exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Shubin then asked, so Ryan, how much of a remake are we talking about here? Is this updating some graphics, adding some higher resolution modes? To which he responded, the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is a true classic and one of our favorite Star Wars stories ever. We want to honor that original story and make it as impactful for players today. Now, like I've told you guys out there, watch for the little watchwords, right?
Yep.
Always watch for the watchwords, right? So when they start saying we want to honor that original story, but also adding in make it as impactful for players today.
You know what? That is exactly just the same thing said slightly differently as Empire Strikes Back. I now alter that bargain.
Yes,
Pray
exactly.
I do not alter it more.
the deal.
I'm all for like
Perhaps
improving graphics.
you feel you are being treated unfairly?
Hey, Dad, man, how's it going, man?
See, I'm all for updating the graphics, giving ray tracing, whatever they're going to do with, whatever engine they're using now. Sure, but leave the story alone because that's what made it the classic it is.
Yes, exactly.
Like, seriously, the characters, the story, the lore of this game is really one of the better Star Wars stories done in many years. So,
did they put a chick in it?
Yeah, they did.
Did they make her
lame and gay?
Yeah, that's the words I'm looking for.
Make her lame and gay. Yeah,
her-
make her lame and gay. So,
and her trans friend, yay!
Yes, exactly. Well, remember, because, earlier in the Star Wars comics, when they were doing the High Republic stories, remember the one character that they introduced, Geode? That was essentially
a
rock.
rock.
Yes, it's a rock. And the name of their ship was called The Ship.
No, the vessel. The vessel, you ignorant You know what? You don't know the lore. That's why you don't enjoy these things. You have the nerve to come on here and refer to such a storied vessel as the ship instead of the vessel. I bet you don't know the name of the Galactic Hotel either, do you?
I'm so ashamed. So, in terms of visual, we had the opportunity to present this story with a much higher level of fidelity than was possible in the past, while making sure that we are being authentic to what players loved about that original game. So, you know what? I'm just sensing a lot of double talk here and whatnot. So, by May 2022, Embracer Group's board members Matthew Karch announced that Evil Dead developer Saber Interactive was working with Aspyr on the remake. So he had said in the company's Q4 report that Aspyr has gone full in to make this the best game that we can make. When we acquired Aspyr, we knew from the start that they would require our assistance, and Saber has tremendous expertise in creating these types of products. To which was added, we're fully confident that the game is going to be fantastic, but... because remember, anything you say before but, you might as well just forget. It's a massive, massive product, and massive product require a lot of effort and a lot of time to make good. Well, I can't argue with that.
That's
right?
what
If
she
you're gonna
said.
Make something good, exactly. And especially when you're talking about a game already old, very old, where basically had to remake that game from scratch. Okay, I can kind of, sort of agree with that because... yeah. So by 2022, there was a rumor that the game had been indefinitely paused.
Yeah.
Jason Schreiner at Bloomberg reported that following a demo for executives at the end of June, the Aspyr design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner were fired. Following these firings, they reported that Aspyr studio heads told staff that the vertical slice wasn't where they wanted it to be, and that the project would be paused, according to two people who were at that meeting. One person familiar with the discussion suggested that a disproportionate amount of time and money had gone into the demo, and that the project's current course wasn't sustainable. Oh darn yes, Teague.
You know what? The use of the word pause has me kind of laugh. It's a strange way to put, like, they don't want to say production hell and delayed, so they're trying out the word paused. And it's like, it's almost as though we want to give you an update on the script for this game and the progress. The here now is OBGYN Tom Harriman. Dr. Harriman, last night at 6:30, the script began experiencing hot flashes. We don't know. It looks like pause to us. Now, it's possible that the script will ovulate again, and this is not the end, but certainly we see the window beginning to close here on the fertile period. Now, will prenatal vitamins help? Yes, we prescribe the full course. That's pause. It's paused. Then the script became extremely moody and pondered its life for a while, called its son and said, "What have you done with yourself? You're not a doctor," and hung up.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Ray Lucard, every character is going to be Brie Larson.
Ray Lucard, let's not talk about the agony of
neurons on my
payroll.
It's true.
Wait, we get paid for this?
Hopefully, eventually.
I thought I just got a 5-finger gangster ring with the monetization written across it with a YouTube logo and Mike's face on the other side.
Yeah, there we go. I need more gold chains. So,
dude, just buy some gangster like junk rap jewelry off of like eBay for like $4. Get us all like 4-finger rings that just like have like money on it, like dollar signs. It'll be fucking great.
There we go. There we go. That's the way
I'll
to do
go
it.
on air with them on.
God.
64 knuckle rings, $25.
Yeah. By August 2022, another rumor that Schreier at Bloomberg suggested that the game's entire production had shifted from Aspire to Saber. He claimed that the project, formerly in development at Austin, Texas-based Aspire Media, is now being led by one of Saber's interactive Eastern European studios. Oh, Eastern European. I wonder where that could be. That sounds awfully suspicious.
Honestly, it could be Czechoslovakia. It could be the Czech Republic. It could be Prague. It's a mix. It could go either way on that one.
I seem to remember a certain, I don't know, cyberpunk type of game being made in the Ukraine, so if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I'm just guessing.
In the words of the great Jesse Jackson, should the game entertain, who cares? It's from Ukraine. It's as long as it's good.
Exactly. So according to a person familiar with the change, who not asked to be identified because the details were private, this rumor came after Embracer announced a financial report that one of the group's AAA projects had transitioned to another studio within the group. Embracer also explained the transition, saying that this was done to ensure the quality bar is where we need it to be for the title. I don't know about that. There sounds like there might be some sort of odd shenanigans going on. So, thank you, Penny. Smiley face. Yeah. So during another year-end report for the company, Embracer Group CEO Lars Wingfors was asked, could you please clarify the current status of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake in regards to its development status and what shape is it in? So to which he responded, favorite questions. I have no further comments. So yeah, exactly. So in other words, we got nothing.
Yeah, it's not going to be CD Projekt Red if that's the one you were referring to. They did Cyberpunk and Witcher. Good company, but yeah. So
project? What project? I don't remember that project. So just
just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Just yeah. That's okay. You don't need to talk about that. Yeah. And hail, Carla, how's it going? And congratulations to Comic Relief Crusader for being eligible for monetization. That's right, Carla. Thank you very much. I really, 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 really appreciate it.
No, I take exception with that spelling. I've got to hector somebody for a while. The numbers on the 10 weren't spelled out, and then monetization was spelled with an S.
Yes.
Crikey.
And now I drive.
No, if they stick with the
Build
story,
me an army worthy of Mordor.
And the fact is, they're using Unreal Engine 5, which is one of the newest engines. We've all probably heard of it.
Hey, Jay, what's up, buddy?
It's going to be a beautiful looking game. Let's be honest. And Unreal 5 is so beautiful. Like some of the games coming out now, just wow.
That's what I'm working for.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just
and
leave
hell,
the story alone. Just keep the original story.
Dude? Exactly.
Celebrity sighting in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Jay the Lost Wanderer.
That's right. Hail, Lost Wanderer. Dude, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. And Gap After Dark, yes, I always respect your authority. So your authority. Authority. So, and yes, Gap, before you ask, I'll let you go pee. And on top of that, a new cartoon. So
just going to say that. But anyway,
Yes, totally. I figured out the problem. So there we go. So at the end of September, all promotional trailers announcing the game were privatized on YouTube. And a Sony spokesman informed Kotaku that the reason was a license expiration. Oh, how convenient. As part of a normal business, we delist assets with licensed music when the licenses expire. At the time, the explanation did not make any sense given that PlayStation Spain YouTube account still had the trailer publicly listed. It has since been privatized. Most people weren't buying that what the spokesman was selling with YouTuber Ryan Kennel stating, after 2 years, it looks like whatever iteration this was is in completely and totally dead. So bad that they've deleted any mention of their social media, that they're busy making videos private on YouTube. Oh, darn.
Something wrong then if they're doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Data Racer also stated this was exactly 2 years ago. That's a corporate decision. Knights of the Old Republic remake is done. Yeah. BioWare hired Sam Maggs to rewrite Knights of the Old Republic. Yep, that's her, Sam Maggs.
We don't need it rewritten. Just leave it as is.
Yep.
Would these be, Mike? Would the problem here be that these were white knights? Is that the problem? Is that the issue here?
That could be.
White Knights of the Old Republic. You know what the problem with the Old Republic is, Mike? It's too male, too frail, and too pale.
Right, exactly. Silly.
In fact, it reminds me of a poem called The Snake. Have you ever heard that one?
Too much of the patriarchy.
Yeah. I think I might have.
You ever hear a poem called The Snake, Mike?
Yeah, I have. Maggs is an SJW activist. Oh, imagine that. And hates male Star Wars fans and constantly mocks the fan base, telling them to, quote unquote, okay, YouTube, this is a quote, die mad about it. She was.
You know what? I think you could take the Star Wars fans off the end of the word she hates male.
Yep.
Just you could end it right there.
She was asked about her favorite Star Wars game in 2019 and said, not Knights of the Old Republic.
Then why is she in charge of it then? What the hell?
Exactly.
Get it.
It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?
I'd be firing her.
Where did you find this? Did you read this in the Daily Planet? Is Perry White somehow responsible for this piece of misinformation?
Aww.
They quite possibly are. Yeah, quite possibly. Because let's see, let me see if I can read some of these tweets here and read it to you guys. Yeah. So on her profile, Sam Maggs at Sam Maggs with 2 G's. And an S at the end. On her profile, she says, I write games, books, and comics. Yeah, because she, I believe, worked for Marvel. Next Knights of the Old Republic remake, Call of Duty, Vanguard, Critical Role Origins, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So some of her tweets were something like, after all these years, I get to finally make a BioWare game. So she said, no, Knights of the Old Republic is not my favorite. Another tweet that she made was, if you want to hate Rey, at least be honest about it. You hate that she's a Mary Sue because she's a woman. It's cool. Let's just be real about it. No, it's because she was a Mary Sue. It wasn't because she was a woman. Had nothing to do with the fact that she was a woman. She was everything Mary Sue. Another tweet says, the Last Jedi men
her story
literally
also
everything
sucks.
up every time. Yeah.
No, but find me any actress that could have done. She wasn't. We don't know if she's a good actress. If she's inaccessible, honestly, off that role. But it doesn't seem to me like anybody could have made that interesting or fun. Yep.
She also made another
Where's
point,
the romance? Where's the romance in those 3 movies?
She also made another post. Last Jedi. Please listen to the powerful queer woman for once in your ding dang life.
What? Holdo got her away. What is she talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Holdo got everything she wanted. What the fuck are they talking about?
Okay, looking at her right now, she worked on Spider-Man 2, and they had trans flags in it. She also worked on Anthem. That flopped hugely and is dead now.
Yeah.
Like,
do you mean Spider-Man 2 or TASM 2? TASM 2 or Spider-Man 2?
Oh, she worked on Spider-Man 2.
Which Spider-Man 2? There's 3 Spider-Man 2s.
Ray
the newest
hardly
one.
needed any training at all. Me, strong in the Force. Do you not remember that Anakin was auto-born strongest Jedi because of an arbitrary and intensely stupid high microorganism count? Or, well,
Metachlorian count. Oh, get it right, people.
It's metachlorian.
Yeah, come on,
That's
for
what
fuck's
made him
sake.
strong. So, this is.
I do a line of midichlorians before every show.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I got to get hepped up on something. So
I can pull the bong from across the room when I hear some of this stupid news. I use the force.
Exactly, Ray.
I use the Sith power.
So
really,
Rank Dorsey, she needs a man.
She did, honestly.
She does.
What would have been wrong with some romance?
Oh,
in those
Penny,
Star
you got to
Wars
run.
sequels?
Thank you, Penny, for showing up. I really, really appreciate it. You're playing on
There's
TV.
no
nice.
Think about it.
I like that.
Any of these people could have gotten together and no one would have minded. Finn really had a thing for Rey. They didn't even try to make it brother-sister. She was annoyed by it. Poe and Rey have an adversarial relationship developed off camera. We never see them on screen together except the last minute of TLJ until Tross. And then they hate each other.
Yep.
And you're rooting for Poe on that one. You're like, yeah, she is a bitch. And then, who else is like Luke Skywalker? She could have had a father figure with him. She could have made a father figure of him, but instead she just was like the teenager who needs the car keys taken away. It's like, tomorrow I'll teach you 2 lessons. Then he teaches her 1, so dad's dumb too. I mean, that whole disaster. But there was no romance. And by the way, I want to thank Appian for helping me make a breakthrough. There's some clips out there on Twitter of how he helped me through my resentment, and now I'm okay with Perry White. I think he's a good character now. I've reversed myself. I've changed my mind.
There was romance.
He's a good news man.
Ray,
He's a good news man.
Actually Finn and Rose. That didn't even go anywhere either, Appian. I'm just gonna have to say that.
And you know what? That was something that happened yesterday that came up in talks to that. Is remember what happened to that Star Wars girl? They went after her because she said, "Congratulations, Kamala Khan, you looked beautiful at the premiere." Something just as that simple, right? Huh. And they're like, "She's a child. How dare you sexualize her?" And she's like, "Kamala Khan's 21. Here she is." In a picture on the red carpet. The thing is, these Marvel stands don't know any better, and they're ready to leap and attack. So they want TV brick. Yes, they're ready to leap and attack. So it's like as soon as they see something, it's like in their minds, Miss Marvel's in 7th grade because this character's in 7th grade. But they haven't bothered. They don't care about their own material. They wouldn't bother to read a magazine to see what Miss Marvel's up to. And Miss Marvel, out of all of them, does not seem unpleasant. Does not seem like a mean person. And I feel bad for her in this one. It's not like Brie Larson where she's like, "Come at me, motherfucker." She's mean. She's mean to people, and she says hateful things.
Miss Marvel, I actually like her. She did a good job in the show. She's
They say
good young actress.
They say she redeemed the few parts of the movie she was in, but it wasn't. The movie was a disaster.
But going back to Finn, people brought up Finn. I found they never finished his character in the series at all. I actually like the character. I liked him.
China.
That's right.
You can thank Dictator Xi for that one. I mean, President Xi for that one. Or that one's up in the air right now, right?
And you're right, Appian. The best romance in Star Wars will always be Han and Leia, no matter how they tried to ruin it. Exactly.
Yes, he's so right. And the best love theme in Star Wars will always be across the stars with Anakin and Padme. I love Han and Leia's story better, and I love their music. But Padme and Anakin, it's only okay. It's good, but it's not as good as Han and Leia. But that song, you get swept up in it. And it doesn't matter that he hates sand. It doesn't matter that he hates sand when that music is playing. And Star Wars has lost sight of it.
Steve!
They're not from Kentucky, Steve.
It's Luke
Bo
and
Bridges
Leia.
in Star Wars Deliverance.
Oh my God.
Ned
You do
Beatty in
realize
Star
I
Wars
just got
Deliverance.
monetized, for God's sake. I don't need to be demonetized as soon as I got monetized, man.
Anyway, moving on.
You know I'm right.
Let's talk about Perry White. Perry White is what we would call a powerful wait, maybe that's the wrong choice of words.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. Yes. So here's the thing, right? Because everything has been rather dark. As soon as Sam Maggs got on board, okay, everything. As soon as they hired her on, because they were going to add little tweaks, like I mentioned before, right? Earlier in this show, when we started the article, that, that they brought her on. She was going to make little changes, little tweaks to the story. Everything was going to be more female centered, right? About this whole thing. And now look, it looks like it's just not going to be bothering to come out. And like what you said, Tom, it just happens to be that 2 of the games that she happened to be involved with. What was it again? Spider-Man 2 and
Spider-Man 2, they had all the trans flags in it. Remember that issue with that? And then she did Anthem, which Anthem just failed. That was just bad. Which had potential to be great, but it doesn't even exist anymore. It was taken down. And she has a few other, like the Call of Duty. Call of Duty hasn't been good in years. I'm sorry. The newest one is one of the lowest ratings in game. It was like a 4 point something. It was like trash. Like, they're not releasing good games anymore. And she doesn't seem to be good at her job.
No, not really.
No.
I can't. I'd
be letting her go. Bye.
I don't know why. I can't imagine why. Yeah, it's like movies. Video games are basically, like, for a lot of gamers out there, the video game experience, the story, the cinematics within between, each, I suppose you could say each level, or, as you progress in the story or something like that. This is basically like it's a computerized version of a movie, right?
I want to stay there, and not for everybody, but for me, it's escapism. And I don't want to see the real world stuff. It's escapism is what it is for me. It always has been.
Exactly, because you know what? Here's the thing. The beautiful thing about imagination, okay, is that it allows you to de-stress from from what's going on in the world, from everything that's what's going on in the world, right? That's the whole point of imagination, and about going to the movies and playing a video game or watching a TV show, getting into a comic book and stuff like that. It's about getting away from all the reality, all the crap that's out there, and just having fun.
And I can say, I think I can honestly say we're Gen Xers, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a Zoomer.
Yep. True,
I'll be 18. I'll be turning 20 next week. Yeah.
We've been gaming pretty much since the beginning of video games. The arcades, anybody remember that? Paying quarters. And it's always been a way we escape the world, at least for me, and then going to the arcade and forgetting your moments. Or now when consoles came out, from Nintendo to all the way now, you got PS5s and stuff, and PC. It's an escapism. And I don't want modern day stuff shoved in my face in a game. It's bad enough we have to see it in movies and stuff. When you're doing it and that redoing in games that already existed too has gone too far, in my opinion. Leave the story alone. This is a brilliant story. Improve the graphics and the playability, and bam, you're gonna sell millions of them. You're gonna millions of dollars on that movie or that game when it's released.
That's all you have to do. Leave the story alone. Update the graphics, right? Like majorly, because I mean, I forget exactly when this game came out. I know it was around the early 2000s, I believe.
2000s, yeah. I think
something like that. And it was a great game. Great
amazing
game. And it went on and on and on and on. And I felt like I would probably never reach the end, right? Eventually you do. But just leave it be.
And I follow a lot of online game channels and stuff. GameRanks is one of my favorites, and they praise it to the really. He said, it's one of the better Star Wars games ever created for storyline and everything, and it would make millions. I promise you, it would make millions if you just leave the story alone, improve the graphics. Bam, you got money to be made in your pocket right there.
Yep. That's all.
Why?
You have to do.
I don't know. Let's modernize it and make it. No, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Oh, it just frustrates me how they have to do this. Everything now.
Because they have to destroy everything that's good and beautiful in the world.
Damn, I wish Pop was here because he'd agree in that one. Yeah, I know he would. It's like, I
know.
I also want to thank Pop for helping me get over my anger towards the movie Man of Steel and Perry White.
You actually like the whole movie now? Oh.
No, I don't like any of the movie, but I'm over my anger. I want to thank everyone who helped me through major breakthrough last night for Admiral Teague. I feel much better now.
There you go.
I'm glad to hear, sir.
So, there you go.
It only took 11 years for me to get over how angry this fucking movie. I have hope that now in about 15 years I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna be like, Yoda burning down the Jedi Temple with lightning wasn't a big deal. It's just the ghost of a puppet messing up the other 6 movies. Who cares? It's no big
Pop,
deal.
how's it going, man? Nice to see you here.
Hi.
You talk arcades and I get Pac-Man fever playing in my head. Thanks for that.
I used to love Pac-Man. I don't even remember the sit-down Star Wars game. You'd go, I forget even now, just Star Wars. It was a sit-down game, and you fly through the. It was the battles and everything. That was one of the first Star Wars games I used to play at the arcade. Oh, I loved it.
I know, right?
Oh, they had two versions.
And it was so hard.
They had two versions.
Yeah.
One you sat down and it had like a woofer under the chair for explosions, and it had the speakers in front of you and behind you,
and it was so good.
Oh my god! I think my record was I made it to the 8th, but did not destroy the 8th Death Star. That's not bad for 50 cents. It's like this dude's got some maneuvers. Like playing for like 15 minutes. Like and like the real Obi-Wan talking to you. Like there's nothing. Like, the game would suck if they made the exact same game now and just had Ewan McGregor do it. Like.
Yeah.
Use the force. Use the force. Luke, think about the strength your sister would have in this situation.
Yep,
what would Leia do, Luke?
That sit-down game was more expensive, but it was so worth it, says Appion.
Let go of your masculinity, Luke. Oh, Appion, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is valid. It was
Star Wars.
It was a 50 cent. It was 50 cents to play the stand-up. I think it was $1 to play the sit-down.
Wow, I'm older.
I don't know.
It was a quarter back in my day. I'm so old.
No, the Star Wars game was I never saw it for less than 50 cents. That one was always like, no, fuck you.
Yo, Loki. Hold on a second.
Hi,
hey, Loki,
Loki.
how's it going? Don't let he says, don't let Pops fool you. His game was Pong.
But that was a fun.
But it was so new. He didn't have a ball. It was just a block that slowly bounced around on the screen. It was, yeah. You know what, Loki? I just gotta say, my first experience, with Pong, it was like this Radio Shack controller thing. You had like the one paddle, like this one small paddle, and you had this big ass controller kind of thing with the one paddle on top of that. It would plug into the TV, and you could like switch between like I think it was like skeet shooting and Pong and all that kind of stuff. Oh my god, yeah!
Did you do that in the 70s? Was that in the late 70s?
Yeah,
that was like late 70s, early 80s, man.
Yep, same here. Late 70s, my grandparents' house. I used to go there.
There we go. Yeah, Pop says, shh. Loki, next thing you know, we'll be talking about Commodore 64 at Texas Instruments.
I used to have a Commodore 64. That was awesome.
I had a Commodore 128, so
I had a
put it in 64 mode. So
the first ever functional video game ever debuted at an expo at my college in like 1968 or something.
Yeah, the 60s.
Yeah, it's at Brookhaven Labs, Stony Brook University.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Where they developed the atomic bomb. Where they made it. There's a movie about that this summer. I think it starred Margot Robbie.
I think so. So let's see.
I actually just finished that. It was a good movie, by the way. Yeah.
So just to let you know,
why does Barbie drop the bomb on people? What was her decision in dropping that atomic bomb?
Oh yeah, Barbieheimer. Yeah. That'd be awesome. I want to see
Ranker
that.
Steve's got a good point. I can't wait for some more old school filmmaking too. Like, let's see some props.
There we go.
Let's see some well-made, well-crafted movies. Everybody seems to be circling back hard to like the better movies of the past. And like Hollywood, there's a simple way to do this. Hire a craftsman to make a model and use that model for most of it, and then just use the CGI for stuff the model could never do, or to smooth out problems when you blow that model up. There's a way. For a while there, no, I'm serious. Like, look at some of these movies from the early 2000s, like 04, 08 to like 010, when it was a mix of both, and they would enhance like the explosion, but they would still build a set. We were there. You had enough reality. When you blow up a complete CGI set, big effing deal. But when you do blow something up, I don't know why it's more tactile when it's still just on a movie screen, but it looks better.
Yep, it does. Pop says, I used to go to Kmart to play the Texas Instruments or Commodore 64 because we couldn't afford one yet. Yeah. You know what? I was the same way whenever my parents would go to St. John, because we lived in St. Andrews at the time. We would go to St. John and we would go to this department store. And this is even before they had the Commodore 64s out. They had the VIC 20. Remember those, right?
The Ensign 30, it was the Ensign 32.
Yeah. They have those two, and they would have video games playing all the time. So what we would do, right, is my brother and I, we would be like totally immersed playing video games while our parents were like, oh, well, they're not coming anytime soon. We're just going to ditch them here while we go shopping, right? And then, next thing we know, an hour would fly by. It's like, okay, we're going, kids. Let's go. It's like, what? We just started. So, or remember, and Tom would remember this, in Brunswick Square.
Yes.
Late 80s, there would be this kiosk there. It was like on the second floor, like street level, in Brunswick Square. There was a guy that had a kiosk there that had like Nintendo 64, not Nintendo 64, but he'd have like the original Nintendo, and he would have Robbie the robot, that went with the Nintendo all set up. And all
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And my brother and I would spend hours there just playing Nintendo all the time, right?
I want Margot Robbie the
feel old.
robot.
But yeah, I know, right? But this is the same thing, right? Why ruin video games? This is what made, talking about this, and again, thank you, Loki, for and Pops for jumping in. But this is what made video games fun.
Yeah.
So why would you hire writers, especially this person, Mags, Sam Mags, to write just the wokest crap if you know she's like an SJW supporter?
And if she doesn't like the fans, why would you bring that on?
She doesn't like the fans. She doesn't even like the game. Why would you bring her on to hire her for the game? That makes no sense.
That's the dumbest decision. That's stupid as hell. I'm sorry. That's a moronic decision.
This is all I can come up with. You ready? This game was... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and read his comment.
Yeah. We can't wait till we go back to old school filmmaking. Exactly, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, that's what I plan on doing. Yeah. Hopefully you're going to be a filmmaker, and I'm doing some stuff like that. I think the old stuff.
Ray LeVar remembers that Star Wars game.
It was a classic.
It was.
Yeah, you know what? Appion's got another good point, too. He misses gun can games. Bring back Time Crisis.
Yes.
I remember, when I lived in Calgary, I used to love playing that. There was a corner store that had that, and I'd go there every once in a while and play it. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, just stop ruining games. Stop. Just stop.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason why and there's a reason why this is being criticized. You know why? Because these things make money and the woke doesn't. So they're gonna try to take over the video games, and they're like, well, video games make money. We'll just bring our crazy ideas there, and that'll still keep making money, just like we charmed it with Marvel and Star Wars. So they've learned nothing. They're gonna ram this down our throats. Like, from the makers of Batwoman and Gotham Knights, the TV show, comes Iron Person, voiced by Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's already done, isn't it? What's her name? Hart.
Jarvis released a vagina. Jarvis released a vagina candle missile.
And extend on Teague's thing when you said, you said, instead of CGI having the sets actually blow up, I actually go to, if anybody remembers, American Wolf in London, classic, one of my favorites.
Yes.
They didn't use
Great
CGI
movie.
in that. In the transformation scene, it's all done with bladders and makeup. That's all. No CGI whatsoever. And it's still today the greatest transformation scene ever. So that shows you CGI can be overrated sometimes. It's like,
It took them like 3 days to do a change, but it really shows. It paid off.
It's amazing.
It looks well done. It's very careful. Oh, yeah. And then, that guy just kind of he makes a few more appearances, but his the American Werewolf in London guy might have deserved a longer career and a more fruitful one. I liked his performance in that a lot.
It's a good comedy / horror.
Did Dr. Fleischman from Northern Exposure just make him irrelevant because people thought they're the same guy?
Quite possibly. So, I think so.
But yeah, don't fire her now. That's all I'm going to say. Last bit on that, you got to fire her now. Don't let her write that story. That's going to ruin it.
Don't.
No.
So, anyway, let me have a look here. Okay, because we're supposed to be having Flip City coming by soon to present what are their campaigns going on soon. And hail to Dormammu that just made it in at the nick of time there. So what's happening?
Hi, buddy.
Fun time, people. Nice to see you, dude. What's happening? Well, let's see. We're going to be going to a commercial break pretty soon. I ended up getting monetized, so happy day.
Happy monetized day.
Exactly.
We're gonna be singing some songs later over how happy we are.
Yep. Killer Rabbit from Space. I remember
songs.
If you had a Commodore 64, you could buy magazines that you could type in 2 hours of lines to make simple games. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Remember putting the word poke inside the right specific brackets so the game would actually work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that command? Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? We've burned through like 3 different computer languages. When I was in college, but my parents were like, why don't you go to school for IT? I'm like, I don't think this version of what IT is right now is going to hold up. And damn, was I ever right. I would know nothing.
Oh, CC Plus and all the stupid things I got now. It's ridiculous, yeah.
What from 1998 would I have been able to take forward without constant retraining?
Oh, HTML, CC Plus, and so many. The new things are ridiculous. It's like I wouldn't touch it. Yeah,
I would have learned the state of 1992 programming and been nowhere.
Yeah, it advances yearly now. It's so hard to keep up with being in IT. I guess friends that are IT, it's just nope, no thanks.
Exactly. Don't remember, Apion uses code Rusty Mustache for 20% off your bargain.
What?
Because he says, I've come to bargain. So,
I see your terms, Batman. Whenever I read Apion comments, every like 1/3 of the time I hear them in the voice of Bane.
Oh, there we go. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Oh, he does a really good Bane. Yeah.
Well, seeing how we're at the 1 hour mark, and we're just waiting for another person to be coming in as soon as possible. Hopefully she can make it. Let's go to commercial break right now. How about that, guys? All right.
What will we see this time?
We will see this.
どんな風にされたい？正直に言ってごらん。
フラッシュモブは嫌かな。なんかこっぱずかしいし、フラッシュモブ以外だよ。
じいちゃん、僕と結婚。Long, long, man. 耳長。避ける組対長い避ける組。
So long.
What the hell?
Oh, God.
Oh my God!
I love those Japanese commercials. And
look in your green room. There you go. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Flip City, how's it going?
Hey, Mike, how's it going with you?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Making fun of everything and everyone. So.
Hey, I just wanted to give you a word of warning. We are dialing in from a phone and our sound is not great, so I apologize in advance if I miss anything you guys say. I'm doing my best to hear you.
But Flip City,
we got it on this end. We're doing a little bit of producing right now. We were already on top of it. This is a highly professional organization now that we're monetized.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
you're fine. So go ahead and talk as normal.
You got to do better. So
I'm trying, man. Come on, please don't put me back in the torpedo tube again tonight and flood it. Come on, I've done my best here.
Okay, so by Flip City, they got a current campaign coming out. So if you go to the links in the description, if you have a look down below, for all of you guys that are out in the chat right now, you get 10% off when you use that coupon CRC to get a magazine subscription from these fine people. So Flip City Magazine, that poke fun at everyone and everything out there. Go check it out. If you haven't gotten a free issue yet to peruse over, then go ahead and check out their free issue as well before you make that decision. But you want to buy it because it's just fun that way. So
yeah, that's right. And not only when you use that code CRC are you supporting independent, hilarious media on our side as far as the magazine, but you're also supporting comic Relief Crusader. So it's like a win-win-win because you also get to laugh at our shit.
Yeah. There we go. So
and it's amazing stuff. I had a chance to read something. Oh, wow.
Can I ask you a question?
People.
When you read your comic now, do you hear discard in the voice of extremely feeble Picard?
No, we try to block that out because we do a totally different Picard.
Your destructive mockery of my comic is not appreciated, Admiral.
You have been shunned. You've been shunned.
1 in every 4 Americans is over the age of 18 years old.
I like that. I love it.
So Okay, so let's have a look at the new promo by Flip City Magazine out there.
All right.
Daniel Radcliffe of Harry Potter fame plays Weird Al Yankovic, a new satirical take on Al's life. Weird follows his ascent to fame, but in the years since, the USA has only gotten weirder.
After all my mainstream success and smash hits like Eat It and Yoda, I thought my golden years would be a joyride. But in the 2010s, the climate was changing, the political climate, not the one with all the polar bears. Americans were at each other's throats. All I ever wanted was to make people laugh. But soon everyone began demanding to know my political opinions, so as to know whether they should love me or hate me. Suddenly, songs I'd written decades ago were being scrutinized by today's hypersensitive standards.
I'm fat. I'm really, really fat.
Stop fat shaming us.
Living in an Amish paradise.
Thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited to be here. You know, I found myself trying to please everyone. On one side were liberal urban geeks and nerds. On the other, the all-American flag wavers.
Why is Al on this fascist news network? Why is Al on this Libby shit show?
Al, don't you love abortion?
Al, don't you just hate welfare?
Stop it! You're tearing me apart! Through it all, I kept my chin up and stayed positive.
I'm drunk and wasted, and sometimes it feels like I'm getting sucked into an endless black hole.
Radcliffe, you're supposed to be playing me, not you! Meanwhile, climate change had affected the music business too. The age of American Idol inspired a wave of lifeless music, so vapid it didn't even merit being made fun of.
Okay, show me the funny. I hope they are better than the last batch.
For the weekend's Blinding Lights, I've got Binding Tights, and Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits are now Bad Hobbits.
Oy vey, let's face it, the music business is in the pits. There's no sense of cultural unity anymore. The great American songbook is finished. That's where the movies come in. Like this one, cheap and stupid. Streaming services are starving for content. So here's the plan.
No, I won't do it. I won't.
Next summer, Al directs himself in a new comedy.
My agent pulled the plug on producing my marginally funny topical parody songs. So I signed on the line for another 4-hour change wizard world with a new Potter movie coming out soon. I make the nerds swoon when they see me on the big screen. Gosh, I feel like the prettiest girl in the room. I hope I don't get Weinstein.
Cut!
Yeah.
I hope I do.
Hey, we love laughing at ourselves.
There you go.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh,
Hey, and
God,
just-
I hope I don't get Weinstein.
Hey, and Mike, you didn't say, but that was actually the public premiere of that short that we made. So we haven't even published it on our own YouTube channel. We wanted it to be an exclusive for you. And then we're going to go over and hit the button. So if you want to, the publish button on our channel. So if you do want to watch that again or see other of our animations and all kinds of crazy chaotic stuff that we've done, you can follow our YouTube channel. So that's Flip City Magazine. Just search that in YouTube and you can watch all our other funny cartoons.
That's right. So for you guys there, like I said, the link is in the description. I will pin the link to Flip City Magazine there pretty soon, as soon as I can get that. There we go. Here we go. Yes. So for you guys to check it out as well, because they would greatly appreciate it. So, and remember, when you use that code CRC, you get 10% off, which helps these guys out, and I get a little bit of a kickback too, I guess. So, not that I'm shamelessly plugging myself or anything like that, because that would just be odd, wouldn't it? So, go ahead, check these guys out. Flip City Magazine, awesome content that they have, awesome crew that they also have. Been going on for 4 years strong. So, give them a Give them
Yeah,
some love.
awesome. And Mike, we're super, super excited to like kind of start this little segment with you and pop on occasionally. And we hope to bring more great content to your audience and laughs and all that kind of stuff. And I'm so happy that we met on Facebook because you promoted
Oh, yes.
yourself to me first. So never be ashamed to promote yourself to people.
I try not to. So
Have no shame in your game, bro.
So in other words, whore myself out as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, you know,
Gotcha.
I know the cringe feeling because I'm always whoring myself out. So
Yeah, but it's easy
so
for
to
you.
speak. Well, it was
So-
his words.
Thanks, Flip City. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I guess we will see you next week as well.
Yes, possibly next week. We'll see what we can get together. And thank you to the Comic Relief Crusader audience. I'm not able to look at chat right now because of the phone thing, but thank you guys so much for giving us a few of your minutes. Go check out the magazine, get a free one. If you love it, remember to use that code CRC and everybody wins.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Thanks so much.
This
We'll
from
talk
the
to you later.
guys whose avatar right now looks like a big giant nipple. So thank you, Flip City. Great to have you here. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye now.
Okay, take care.
See ya. Okay, guys, and that was Flip City Magazine. So yeah, go check them out. Hit the link. You will get a free issue to check them out. So because these guys are really awesome, really great. And really appreciate it. If you guys can, and like I said before, so if you want to subscription, just enter that discount code CRC, and you get 10% off to save yourself a bit of cheddar cheese. So
And the content is well worth it.
so
This stuff is amazing. So yeah.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. So now this one, let's get to the next article.
Hey,
shall
Mike,
Yeah.
before we get on, could do me a favor? Kick and unkick me. I have an echo in my ear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that too, actually. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I think we've all had that actually.
Okay. So on to the next article. I hate my computer because it makes everything sound like delayed. And I'll just add Teague back on. That's
Hello.
okay. So, okay.
All right. It seems to be better. Oh, there it is again. We're sorry,
Great.
everybody, if you hear it, but like we have no way of knowing. It's Streamlabs, StreamYards will do this to you.
Yeah, I've had the echo too, so I think it's something going on.
We all have to mute like madmen when we're not speaking.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, and Appion, you're right. We do have to, because if we don't get our business out there, and if we don't promote ourselves and stuff like that, then who's gonna know, right? And this is something that Tom and I have also talked about, right? We gotta
Recently about plugging myself. Yeah, exactly. You have to.
exactly. You
Nobody
have
else is
to.
gonna do. If you want to get
That's-
yourself out there and promote yourself, nothing wrong with
Exactly.
it. And look
No.
what you've done by doing it. You're now monetized. Woohoo.
Exactly. Amazing, right? So this new article, and Teague's gonna love this one, I guarantee. This one out by Banding in the Comics as well. Star Trek actor LeVar Burton threatens to physically assault members of Moms for Liberty who don't want small children reading sexually explicit material in school libraries.
What?
Oh my. So I can feel Teague for some odd reason vibrating in his seat. So yeah. So I'm not exactly surprised by this for some odd reason, because it just seems like, I don't know what it is, that most of the cast of Next Generation have turned out to be just asses.
Yeah, I used to like
Jordy,
LeVar, but what the hell?
Jordy, it's not the holodeck. Computer,
Yeah.
Arch, you're not instructor to America anymore.
No, it's not. LeVar Burton, known for his role as Geordi LaForge in Star Trek and presenting the children's show Reading Rainbow. Remember Reading Rainbow, guys?
I used to like that show. Yeah,
remember how
did a good
nice
job.
it was on PBS? Yeah. Recently threatened to
Reading
physically
Rainbow.
assault members of Moms for Liberty. Oh my. Well, this is something different. So,
Mental health.
yeah, exactly, Ray. When did they lose their damn minds? I know, right? I don't know what it is. So, Gap After Dark. Yeah, I refuse to watch Star Trek Next Generation anymore after all their actors and actresses opened their mouths. Exactly. So I don't know what it is. It's just all of a sudden this insanity that's going on. So according to Publishers Weekly, LeVar Burton hosted a National Book Awards and opened the ceremony by stating, "Before we get going," here is the tweet, okay? "Before we get going, are there any moms of liberty in the house? No? Good. Then hands will not need to be thrown tonight." Wow.
So he abuses women? What the hell?
You know, I gotta be honest.
He's okay with abusing women.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I don't know.
Like,
I gotta be honest. I want to know what books these people have a problem with and what they're saying this about, because this is really confusing and really antisocial.
Yeah, it is rather. Let's see, Dormammu.
Just give me some context, please. Does anyone else hear the echo still, or is it just a me thing?
No, I think it might be just a you thing. I don't hear it.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay. All right. Moms for Liberty is a Deutsch of an organization. They also named themselves wrong. It should be Moms in Liberty Foundation. Okay. Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man. Like, what the frig? Exactly. So he was better when he couldn't see. Exactly. Oh my God. That's right. So the article goes on here. It's unclear why Burton threatened Moms for Liberty members, but Burton did recently give an interview with Esquire. Now, isn't Esquire mainly like a female magazine? That's rather odd. And some females, I would have to say, are moms. So again, that's rather odd. That was published the same day his remarks were given at the National Book Awards. In the interview, he was asked, in all of your advocacy work, did you hear anything from young people affected by book bans? To which he responded, "Here's the thing. I think it's the responsibility of the adults in the room to advocate for those kids, because in many cases they don't know what they're missing, and they don't know what they're missing because they won't get it, because these people are in some cases being successful." He added, "One of the things I'm most thrilled about is that hardly any candidates backed by Moms for Liberty won their races. These are bright spots, but these are people who would rather children not know the truth. Those kids will never know what they're missing, but it's our job to stand up for them, to be their voices and their advocates. That's what being an elder in society means to me." Well, okay, but that depends on what you're advocating for. What
they're missing context in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. There's a ton of context that's not being mentioned. Okay.
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, that was StreamYards. I can finally hear what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? On the one hand, it's like this seems like one group of people seems to be making a statement to protect children, but we don't have enough context to know what they're protecting us from, but it seems like they're fairly well-intentioned. And then we've got these other people squared off against them. And instead of litigating this in public, I wish they'd sit down and try to figure it out, because what's worse for the kids is to have this crazy controversy going on. And now kind of like no matter what they pick, the book's going to be suspect by someone. So poor form by the adults here serving the children, honestly.
And to say you want to throw hands with moms is kind of gross in its own right. Like that's
well, Anna, she's a comedian. Maybe we don't know. Like she's a comedian, but I agree. It sounded stupid.
Yeah,
but then here's the other thing: she's not a politician. So what did she do? She went and made a political statement. Because I want to be seen as a media reviewer, I've refrained from that sort of thing, more or less. She's an entertainer. If you go around making half of everybody mad, you're not going to get too far.
That's true.
I mean, not that she has anything to worry about now. I can't lecture to Jennifer Aniston.
No, exactly. Canadian Spider-Man, the more left they are, the more they hate women and others not like them. Look at Trudeau. Exactly. Remember Boobgate, Spidey? Remember when that happened in the House of Parliament? Trudeau just marched right over when things got a little out of hand in the House of Commons, and our illustrious moron of a leader elbowed a conservative pundit there straight in the left boob.
I remember hearing about that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So yeah, for as much as they profess that they're for women, boy, he seems like he's awfully against the certain demographic of women. It's very, very odd. So
Well, his wife is leaving him,
Dormammu.
so
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dormammu Truth Context MFL is an organization like Westboro Church. Same mandate, but they stick their nose into all materials. LeVar is trying to say that he's for
they're
reading
not too
rights,
cool
bad
either.
article writing.
All right, so you know what? I'm familiar with the Westboro Baptist Church, and I'm not.
And Hess West Kegel.
So, honestly, if what we just heard in that comment is true about Westboro Baptist Church, then maybe I was right. Maybe this should have been taken care of quietly by reasonable people. Maybe someone just jumped on a bandwagon here because, like I said, we don't know what these books even are. Tell me a book. What's your problem?
Exactly.
Chocolate
Exactly.
Factory. If it's Chocolate Factory, explain to me: is it Chocolate Factory 1 or Chocolate Factory 2 with the woke words put in, and which one it is and why? And I want you to make a better case than. Books bad, listen to me. I mean, I get you. There are books that are inappropriate for children. We do not want, Bonfire of the fucking Vanities in the children's section.
No, remember our opening article. Now, a book like that, I would speak against.
Yes, exactly. Remember the book at the beginning of Stupid News.
But that was very. But here's the thing: those people were specific.
Yeah.
I'm not siding against anyone. I am for the idea that we protect children. I am for the idea that we are aware of what our children read. And I am supportive of the idea that parents have the last word in how they raise their children. Unless you're an abusive nut. And that happens too, sadly. And shame on those who do anything bad to children. But honestly, here on this one, it's like, we don't know who's up to what. This is a strange story. This should just be called
badly written.
Weird news. Well, isn't it bounding into comics? Bounding into comics is always written like shit.
Yeah.
Yes, but it could be worse. It depends on who's writing the article, I guess.
It could be true.
Somebody needs to go back to school.
This is just bullshit.
Exactly. So according to
all of them need to go back to school. They all need to go back to school.
So according to the Moms for Liberty website, what the organization opposes is sexually explicit material in school libraries. Much like one of the books that were, much like one of the books that we showed at the beginning of Stupid News. So their article,
no one opposes that.
That's right.
No one opposes what they said.
Their website notes they oppose books in school libraries that have, for example, graphic showings of a certain type of naughty acts. Let's put it that way, because I don't want to get demonetized immediately.
For what age? High school or grammar school, right?
Well, that's right. So in a non-medical educational way, extreme profanity, detailed descriptions of doing that kind of thing to yourself.
Thing.
Yeah. Yes, self-pleasing, oral, anal, and vaginal sex. So, according to oral sex, can't say that particular word right
There's
here.
There's a lot of words here.
There's certain words that I cannot say out loud, but this one especially, and this one on top of that especially, I can probably say the words insert. And let's just say,
really quickly, Mike, we saw
the other word used for feet, which is pedo. So,
we saw
yes.
We saw a 20th century nominee for Surgeon General of the United States. They may even have been confirmed. Was it Dee Dee Meyer who said that same thing? She was Clinton's person, term one. I think she was one of the first people he fired. She was like, I really fucked this one up. But the bottom line is she said this was like, we should let children know about self-gratification.
Yeah.
And like, scientists were at best divided. It was a controversial outlier opinion that fell under activism. And 30 years later, it has not stood the test of time. People are still have as much scrutiny, if not more, to this idea as they ever did. It's a terrible idea. Let's leave this to parents. And like, I don't want a nanny state either, but if parents are going to fuck this up, well, shame on them. We're just going to have to let them fuck it up.
And the other thing that they're opposed to is also teaching kids how to use certain apps
Appos.
and what websites to use.
See, they don't need any of that. They don't need any of that. You're gonna teach yourself over just life experiences. That's the way we all learned, and that's the way everybody should learn.
Like I said,
we
in school.
Appian, it's not okay to vandalize these authors' works.
It's not. Sometimes
no,
it's the
it's
publisher,
not in
though.
a way. Oh, and hello, Sean
this-
Pacific 414. Hey,
I know for a fact that I've known people.
Let's talk about Perry White,
Hold on,
Pacific. Let's talk about Perry White.
Yeah,
this is being pushed in elementary schools. It is. That's the scary part. It is being pushed. I know for a fact it's being pushed in elementary schools, and I'm against that. No, 100%.
Yeah. Normally I'm not against let's just say book burnings and stuff like that, but you know what? In this kind of case, if it's being pushed towards children, I'm kind of okay with that. So
high schools, okay, I get it. By then they can have a little bit of critical thinking, but no.
Yeah, you're right, buddy. Yeah, I should have. So
they gave us enough context for me to understand this one. And no, the Perry White thing was just my greeting to Pacific. We had a little talk about that one last night.
West Kegel, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Those Westboro Baptist guys, they're pretty extreme. So, and this
what I've heard,
that does believe in
what
God.
I've heard from these particular people right here, what they've said only what I know from Bounding into Comics, they don't sound quite in the same league as Westboro. These people are not as, at least what they're saying. If they have worse ideas than this, then I don't know about it. But what I'm hearing here, this sounds fairly normal.
Wasn't the movie Red State loosely based after Westboro?
I don't know.
It was Kevin Smith. Sure. It's a film. He did that film. I think it was Red State. It was loosely.
Maybe. I mean,
yeah, because they did not like that. They were very pissed about that film. So.
Yeah, they were. Anyway, speaking with Newsweek, last November, Moms of Liberty co-founder Tiffany Justice told the outlet, "We're not looking to ban any books." Okay, fine. Right? Then she referred to calls for Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett's book to be canceled. There were people that don't want the book to be published. That's banning books. Our moms are saying, write the book, publish the book, print the book, sell the book wherever you'd like to sell it, but don't put it in public school libraries if it has explicit sexual content in it. And
I actually agree with that.
That is completely fair.
So far, so good. That makes a lot of sense. That is not in any way crazy. If these people have other crazy ideas, again, we don't know. This sounds normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dormammu, can we call it what it is then? Parents that aren't parents trying to parent the parents, that should be their name?
I don't know if you should be allowed on the school board unless you have a child in the school, but that's me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not even saying no. I'm saying I don't know.
But if I think I get the context of what he's saying, that there are parents out there that are trying to parent the parents, kind of like, let's just say, kind of maybe bully them a little bit, like, oh, well, if you don't support this, then you must be a bad parent. If that's the context in which you're meaning.
To which I say only a bad parent
to which
would
I
say
don't
that to
agree.
someone.
So, but you know what? I guess if it is what I'm understanding it to be, then parents that aren't parents trying to parent the parents, they shouldn't.
That's a lot of parents. How many times have you said parents?
Exactly. I'm amazed at it.
He gets a nickel.
And I do.
Now.
And Penny, I'm glad that you're back. Hey to you, Penny. So, Appian, so no Karma Sutra in the kids section. No, I'm guessing not. So, dang it. Yeah. Okay, that's the context. Thank you. Then I did get it. Okay. So,
I thank these people for being specific, but you know what? Comic Relief, can we please get an AI to reshoot the dialogue here for the people who write Bounding into Comics? My fucking God. That this time they left out the ums and ahs at least, right? It's like, well, they said, clearing their throat and looking around the room with a pensive glance. You see, it's like this, putting his pen commandingly on the table. I have no vision for Loki. That's why it's so brilliant. That's why it's so brilliant.
I find the TMZ way of writing is very popular now. It's lazy writing. They don't.
It is.
It's pathetic. It's
it's updated without reading the rest. It's like it's about getting it out really, really fast, and you see mistakes that autocorrect won't catch. They were happy with they were happy with their new car, and they'll spell it THERE rather than THIR. A lot of mistakes in usage and grammar, like my tweets, basically.
Just like video game companies don't as many video game testers. That's why they come out broken now. It's as if they get rid of their editors. Here, I'm done writing. Just print it. There you go. It's like, no, look stuff over.
So
I hate the guy who tells me to do my job better. I want him fired. Okay.
I know, right? So the organization also responded to Burton's threat, writing on X, American moms weep as a childhood favorite. Reading Rainbow calls for physical attacks against us because we are protecting the innocence of our children. They added,
Okay,
LeVar
that's not
Burton,
free speech if that's true. Do not call.
why
the
have you
LeVar.
sunk so low, threatening physical violence against women? Well, because like you said, then hands will not need to be thrown tonight. So
I don't think he really meant it that way. At the same time, though, you got to be really careful when you're speaking on behalf of, like, he wasn't even speaking as a Star Trek actor. He was speaking on behalf of an advocate for literacy and then using, like, you'll learn to read or I'll kick your ass. Like, that's how my father had to learn how to read in, like, 1938. You know what I mean? At a Catholic school with a crazy...
You got to be careful what you say, basically. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
and you're not supposed
totally.
to hector, and don't hector people.
No.
I'm 100%. Yeah, I agree.
So, because you could take that phrase, that hands will not need to be thrown tonight. You could take that in multiple ways, I suppose, if you really want to break it down. Like throwing up in the air, or you're talking about throwing punches, or you're talking about like finger wagging. Yes, exactly.
It was a little
or
too
a lot
vague.
of finger wagging. Throwing your hands around that way. You could take it in multiple different directions.
This man has been a celebrity since 1978. You'd think by now he would have learned that you have to be somewhat careful. I realized he didn't have Twitter at first, but when he was yelling off his back like deck at his neighbor, some like insane shit. It's like, I think Reagan's a horrible governor. It's like, yeah, how you doing, Toby? I mean, LeVar. And it's just like all this bullshit. And all these years later, what has he learned? Who's worse, him or Tuvok? You have to, even on YouTube, you have a responsibility. Whenever I go after the new Trek people, what do I say? Leave them alone. Don't tweet them. I'm sure they're okay people, but this is an unacceptable story. And I leave it at that. You want to go after the Twitter of New Trek? Go ahead. It's not a real person. It has no feelings. Go ahead and do that. But let's leave people and non-corporate entities out of this. There's Access YouTube too. There's fake AstroTurf YouTubers like Trek Culture. That's different. But yeah, let's not go after people. LeVar Burton here, it's, what? If he just tweeted out that he spoke a little too strongly and went a little too far, I think it would all end. But he's afraid that, like, oh, if I do that, that act of niceness will legitimize my opponents, and I see this as a war. It's not a war. It's a conversation. And he's speaking too militarily and too robustly.
One sec, you guys
Mike roboted it out as soon as he was going to tell me something important. Did you catch it, Geeky?
Yeah, and he's muted now, too.
Oh, good. Okay, so welcome to the Admiral Teague Show. This is your buddy Admiral Teague. I've got classic Geeky leftist with me. Geeky, I'm seeing Toby from Roots here, and he seems to be like not acceptant of the idea that he could just be nice to people. And like, let's remember, he has been a celebrity for what? How long ago was 1978 now? 46 years? So just about a half century.
You figured he'd learn by now.
Steadily employed, doing better than most people. William Shatner struggled far more. Maybe made more when he made more, but struggled far more. Where are the lean years for LeVar Burton?
I don't know. And that comment alone, like, we don't need threatening comments. Like, I can see him being vigilant on his stance, even though I'm more for them if it's the books they want out. Yes, but
and he's not doing stand-up. He's speaking at look at this picture. If this is where he said it too. In the name of literacy,
it's a very professional representation of, and it's a very, exactly. This is not the kind of place you want to be saying.
Oh,
stuff
hey,
like that.
Okay, and I'm back. Welcome to Saving Star Trek. I mean,
there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, had a guy add a story that one of the very quick quotes. So sorry about that.
You could trust us. How'd we do? 45 years. Thank you, Pacific.
You did pretty good. So pretty darn spanky good. Even though I have a sign on my door that says "Do not come in." They come in
darn good.
Pretty.
Well, we got your back here.
There we go. Thanks, man. So Burton is no stranger to insane comments and threats.
No shit.
Yeah, exactly. Back in 2021, he claimed that cancel culture was misnamed and should instead be called consequence culture.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
non-idiots have said that maybe both exist.
Yeah.
So like blanket one or blanket the other. Like certainly we've seen people unfairly canceled. We've seen that. That's real. It happens.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
there are also people like to say that Harvey. Like I watched them. Let me give you the example. Okay. Do I have like 45 seconds, Mike? I
Yeah.
watched a movie called Meet Joe Black, right? And when the movie came on, they had removed the Weinstein Company logo from the beginning. So I immediately turned off the movie because I was offended. No, I mean like it didn't make a fucking world of difference to me, and the movie's still pretty mediocre. Right. It's the movie I went to see the Phantom Menace trailer for and walked out of. It's still not that good. I mean, Joey Lauren Adams still hot, but I mean, is that consequence culture? Yes, like there's both. But let's not mix them together. Like Harvey Weinstein wasn't canceled. Epstein wasn't canceled. That's right. They did shit, and soon Mark Hamill might find himself consequented too, because he says too many robust things, and one day he's going to go too far and make a joke about something tragic. There'll be a shooting or something, and he's going to say, "I told you so," the wrong way.
Yeah,
that's why.
Happy on, you're right. Yeah, she's the only one so far that's had the stones, to say the truth. So,
but she's never said any of that outlandish though, Gina.
No, that's true.
No.
In fact, what she said made so much sense that they had to lie about it. And what they did, they were waiting to pounce. They were waiting to pounce on one of Jon Favreau's people, is the impression I get. Like the grudge against her is, how dare she be so hot and not be a lesbian? So they were really looking for her. So when people antagonized her, and she was antagonized, and she didn't respond right away either. She was antagonized for a few days on Twitter, which they told her she had to have, if I'm not incorrect, that she had to have a Twitter account, right? Because she's a Disney star, and she has to put out happy candy ass lies all day. And so she made the mistake of being normal on it. She said like 2 opinions, which, by the way, she's an American. She's an American citizen. She's allowed to feel how she wants. She gets 1 vote like the rest of us. And what did they do? They came after her and they lured her in. And God, the things they said about her were so untrue. And the justification was, they said, what are your pronouns? And the answer was, tell me if I have to stop here, Mike. Her answer was beep, bop, bope. And it was kind of like, go jump in a lake. It was that. Yeah, go jump in a lake.
It was hilarious. I love when she did that. I was like, that's awesome.
It was not a big deal.
No.
And then when we turn around, we see this terrible disaster going on where they have like taken this woman and run her on a rail basically out of Disney Town, and they're saying that she denied historical events, and people are coming after me for saying, I read the tweet, and it was really nothing. And I swear, if she had known the term McCarthyism, they would have moved right on to the next person and be like, okay, Ming-Na Wen is next. Let's go after her.
Yeah.
She almost outmaneuvered it. She almost pulled it off.
So Burton also said that it's interesting because I just, for the Seuss Foundation, did a voiceover for a video that they have put together to remind us that Dr. Seuss is more than simply a company that's decided to put a couple of books on a shelf to take them out of that rotation. That man, Theodore Gessel, Dr. Seuss basically, is responsible for generations of wholesome, healthy, wonderful, imaginative, creative content for children of all ages. And I think we need to put things into perspective. Yes, Mike, that's true. But I wonder, what was the whole bullshit thing about canceling a lot of these Dr. Seuss books in the first place?
I don't get one reason why any Dr. Seuss book ever get canceled. It makes no sense.
Amazing comic news. You ready? The guy's name is pronounced Theodore Giesel. It sounds funny if you're American. It's Theodore Giesel. Because in European, you go with the second vowel, right? So Admiral Teague would be Admiral Teague. You know what I mean? So, his name is Theodore Giesel. Look at have fun with that. Giesel.
It just sounds
like wild Giesel. It just, to American ears, it's weird. In his country, like, hey, Theodore, Tag, wie geht's? No one cares.
So
over there.
Then he addressed cancel culture. In terms of cancel culture, I think it's misnamed. That's a misnomer. I think we have a consequence culture, and that consequences are finally encompassing everybody in society, whereas they haven't been ever in this country. Well, that depends on which side you're on, I'm guessing. You know, because if you say anything that's rational, let's put it that way, oh, well, then you have to face the consequences of that, and you're immediately canceled if you happen to be like on the, let's say, right-leaning kind of thought patterns of sorts, you know?
But even on
Go ahead,
like
Tom.
you said, Teague. Well, like you said, Teague, it depends on the context of it, you know, because some people have deserved it, you know, for certain actions or things, but then other times, no, they don't. Just for saying their words and having their opinion. Oh, we don't want that. Like you said, Gina is the perfect example for that. I always say,
if she had used the word McCarthyism, they would have been like, "She's outsmarted us. We don't even know what that means." So they would have moved
You're
on.
right, Appion. You're right. So
He's
it's
right.
dangerous to be straight in Hollywood these days. It's true.
My friend Appion is correct.
So he goes on to say, I think that there are good signs that are happening in the culture right now. And I think it has everything to do with a new awareness on people who were simply unaware of the real nature of life in this country for people that have been othered since this nation began, Burton concluded.
Please.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
He had to go there.
Yeah, oh, well, of course he had to go there, right? So let's see what he had to say. Will it actually play on this? No, I'd have to go directly to the X, I guess. So, but that's okay, because I'm sure it'll go on and on in the next, in the next.
Yeah, I just want to say, he was one of the biggest. He was like part of like one of the biggest letdowns of my whole life was that 10 hours of Star Trek Discard, where he was just like, well, Master Jean-Luc, I done fixed the Enterprise. It's like he was so that like the show couldn't help but be racist and stupid because it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Like, and they set up carefully that he has two daughters. One's a pilot, one's an engineer. And then they forget this, and the engineer pilots the ship while the pilot fixes the engine. The fuck?
I know, right?
Keep track of your own fucking characters. You heard of a whiteboard?
Apparently not. So I'm guessing no.
Appion's got some feelings about green eggs and ham. He could not have them with Hilter. He could not have them. I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree.
Speaking of whiteboard, you might want to continue on in this article. So,
By the way, exactly. So I think there were some Dr. Seuss books that were canceled weirdly, and I think there was one or two that was just like, they made a legitimate case that they were going to cut from the bottom because it costs too much. They could only sell them in like collections. Like they're not just like they're pretty old and not topical.
Exactly.
Like it's not like they went out there and destroyed all old copies. And someone else, I think, can reprint them because of how.
I think so. So Burton also previously indicated that he assumes the worst in white people no more than they do of him. What? So a user questioned
I counted
Burton,
on this guy to be a quality performer who was entertaining and played a hero,
Burton,
and he said that about me?
Yeah. Is it possible that you just assume the worst about white people due to their race? To which he responded, no more than white people do of me because of mine. It's like, what? What?
That's a non-answer, but it's...
Yeah, I know it's a non-answer, but you know what? When I was watching back in the heyday when Star Trek Next Generation was on, I didn't have any ill thoughts of
this guy had whole shows about.
To me,
there
he
were
was
whole
just
episodes
a
about. There were so many Geordie-centric episodes.
Yeah, I actually like them.
Trapped on the planet with the Romulan. Back in time with his mom, the 3D technology and the transporter, all that great. He was beloved. Why is he making? He hangs out with Patrick Stewart too much.
Yeah, probably. And on Reading Rainbow, I couldn't care less. I was a young kid. I didn't.
I used to love Reading Rainbow.
Yes. I just want to say, Carla Burton, get your relative LeVar in line. He's really making a mess of the Burton name.
I didn't even know of these tweets. I now dislike him even more. I didn't even dislike him.
I didn't dislike him until just now.
Yeah, same here.
Because like Appion said, this is why I can't watch like Star Trek Next Generation anymore. Because knowing that these people make these stupid tweets, this is the problem, right? Is that when you have people like this making comments like that, like it just stains the
That's
show
why you
that
shouldn't be
you
allowed to
used
tweet without your
enjoy.
manager's permission.
Right?
Like, yeah.
Because
the biggest
for example,
PR mistake.
and I'm gonna give you, hold on a second. I'm gonna give you an example, okay? Because a few years ago, I was at the Calgary Comic Con, right? And Mr. 3PO himself was there, right? Anthony Daniels, right? And nobody was in line to see him or something like that, maybe because his booth wasn't open yet or anything like that, but he was sitting there with his handler, right? And my wife, and I were just kind of walking by, and she looks over. It's like, is that Anthony Daniels? And I'm like looking over. It's like, yeah, that's Anthony Daniels. That's C-3PO. She's like, nobody's in line. Go talk to him, right? And I'm like, no, it's they're probably not open yet. It's like, well, if nobody's there, like, when are you going to get the next chance to actually talk to a guy from Star Wars, like a movie that you love, right? I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, sure, why not take advantage of it, right? So I went over and I started asking him questions, and the look, like his head was like bent over, like looking down at a piece of paper, whatever it was. And when he looked up at me after I was talking to him, it's like, hey, Mr. Daniels, love you in Star Wars, playing C-3PO, you were like, one of my favorite characters when I was a kid and all that kind of stuff. And he looks up at me, and it's like if daggers could come flying from his eyes, right? It's like, if that look that certain people give you that make you feel like 2 inches tall, like you're the smallest, most insignificant gnat ever. Yeah. That's because the look, right? You should be so ashamed of talking to me right now. And you know what? And every time I watch Star Wars and I see C-3PO in a particular scene, it's like that friggin' putz.
What did he say?
He didn't say a thing. Right? It's like it was like I was beneath his notice to even to even acknowledge me, right? And this is what it is. This is what it is exactly. When dumbass people make stupid ass comments like this, like LeVar Burton, or let's remember Counselor Troy, what she said, because I can bring it up right now, what she said about Texans when they lost all their power during that ice storm. What was it, a couple of years ago or something like that? Or when
this woman was
the Adrek on Star Trek, that friggin' Wesley, when he was saying when those people in Texas got murdered in a hail of bullets, right?
Going back to what
it really worked for those guys. It sullies everything, and I can't stand it. Sorry, Teague, for rambling on.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it was a great rant.
This
going
is
back
show.
to what. Oh yeah, no. You know what? Going back to what Troy said, it was like, it was so vindictively mean, and she never apologized. She left Twitter and then just quietly came back.
Yes.
Like a good example. We mentioned Gina earlier. She did hers, but didn't Pedro tweet something that was so outlandish, but nobody said anything about it?
He did. Yes,
yeah, I forget what it was about again, but it was totally. But he's fine because he's one of us. But
no, and you're right, Ray. Sorry.
It's like, what the hell? Like, you accept certain people can tweet what they want, but other people no. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. At least you can watch the special edition of any Star Wars movie and see Anthony Daniels doing the same thing in everyone. Perhaps this is a time for C-3PO to be brave and show his quality. And George is like, no, you're only ever scared.
Yeah, exactly. So, just do that. But, it's stupid. It's stupid that, people like this.
Now made me hate LeVar Burton. What the hell?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So
his anger has done that for him.
So many actors need to get over themselves. You're right, Pacific.
You need to follow in the footsteps of Keanu Reeves. He's a guy who's like chill and
I have brought peace
be
and security
humble.
to my reading rainbow.
Just be humble and thankful that you were on a show that, like Ray Lecard said, what was it that he said? Lots of people wanted to become engineers because of the Forge. That's right. Because if you're inspiring people to do good things in life, to go out and maybe want to get a trade or something like that, like, for example, be an engineer or something, then you've done something positive, right?
But
Don't do it, Gap.
Why would
Gap,
you
don't
spoil
do
it by
don't do
I'm burning
it.
my D&G DVDs now.
But let's be honest. I mean, if it wasn't for
understand
fans in
why you
general,
feel that way.
they wouldn't have careers.
Yeah.
So they owe the fans their credit, not to snub fans. That's disgusting. It's just.
It's mean. It's
It
dumb.
is rather.
It's mean.
It is rather.
You know, when now that we found out that they were encouraged to talk about the original cast and say they hated them all, and Wesley was like, William Shatner was a real asshole to me. It's just like, damn, I love the original Star Trek cast that much more. Knowing that they're like, get the fuck away from me. You're no kind of Star Trek actor that I recognize. Get away from me.
Yeah. So, Appion, how you treat your fans will affect future watches of those films. Exactly. Precisely it. Gap After Dark, LeVar must have had these feelings inside him the whole time until it was okay for him and his mind to send it out during these crazy periods that we're in. Yeah, it makes you wonder. It does make you wonder, was that in him the whole time, like say from the very beginning when he was doing like TNG or Reading Rainbow or anything else that he was in?
I hope not, right?
Yeah, I know, but that goes through your mind now.
Yeah, but you want him to have been happy and not insane for a few years of his life before he took this outlook. I mean, this is insane shit to say.
Yeah. Appion, people are going to rejoice when Pedro gets sprained by a golf club in The Last of Us Season 2. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
you know what? You're probably right.
Oh, by the way, on a quick note, I'll add this part there. And it's kind of fitting. Remember, we talked about the Fantastic Four movie being made and how nobody wants to play Reed Richards because he's going to be cucked pretty much. Turns out Pasquale might be the guy to play him.
Oh, he's throwing himself on that grenade. He's like, I can't wait to be belittled. Just like one more season of The Mandalorian season 3. I love it.
Yeah.
And he wants to just be cucked on as Reed Richards. Yep.
Wes Cagle, can't speak for Michael Dorn, Brent Spinner, or Gates McFadden, but the other TNG members have shown themselves to be first-class arse hats. Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, because I haven't seen Brent Spinner or Gates McFadden say anything, or Michael Dorn. So,
Spinner's not too bad. He only tweets politically about once every month, and it's never mean, but he has a view that maybe some people don't like. But he's not like hectoring people like Tuvok does. Brent Spinner I've had exchanges with him. He's pleasant enough. And now that could change at any time, but, with the way people act. I mean, some of these philosophies, when we say, was this always inside of him? God, don't you want to think it wasn't, right? And that this is just some sort of a puppet show to get another paycheck. He's like, I'll say whatever they want me to say. I want to pay off my house. I want to fill my pool with champagne.
That's about it. Okay, so seeing how we're near the end of the show, and you know what? I figured out the problem just for you, Gap. There you go. Aren't you beloved right now? So we're gonna have our brief Friday afternoon cartoon. We're gonna roll it right now. So
wait. Make sure Gap has gone to pee first.
Oh, Gap, did you go pee?
Hopefully.
Because if you haven't gone pee, then go pee right now. So
we'll play some pee music.
There you go. Yeah, roll it, Mike.
He said roll it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good enough then. So there we go. It's cartoon time. Enjoy.
Following. It's not a damn race! Cody, Zorro, don't worry.
Now I'm worried.
I'm here to shave you. Nah, thanks, dude. I like my hair. What? Yo!
Dreaming. Don't it up, Lupe. Dreaming. Don't it up, Solo. Dreaming. Don't it up, Nave. Dreaming. Don't it up.
That's it, you pirate bastards! You're all going to die! I'm going to chop you limb from limb. You're going to have a little bit of the captain in you. You will die so bad you'll be dead, and then you will stay dead. He's not listening, is he?
Look at you! You're so cute!
Fire a warning shot into his face.
Nobody move or the boy gets it!
Dude, they got Cody!
Oh no, they got Cody.
You'll shave me yet again, baby seal!
But you still have all your hair.
Okay.
I don't think you get it, Rubber Man. This arm of mine here is good for two things. Lumberjacking, dicing onions, and executing traitors of the state.
No, you don't get it! No one shoots at Mr. Fuzzy Flippers! And gets away with it!
He's
speed!
Incredible!
It's like the Flash! I've seen faster. Friggin' sandals! Uh-oh.
Stop it! I'll kill the boy, I swear! God, that was unnecessarily violent! Hey, Zorro, did you see that one? You think I punched the dad's jaw clean off? Yeah, sweet. Oh, almost forgot. How you guys doing over there? Arriba! What do you say, Cody? Post-battle victory meal? Arriba! Huh. Thanks for the save, guys. I didn't think I was gonna make it. Don't thank us! Thank those delicious golden treats! You don't mean I do! Truly the snack food of the gods!
Oh, come on, they can't be that good. Arriba!
Sorry. Ah, there you guys are. Yeah. So, we took another look at the charter, and apparently a Mexican fiesta is not the proper response to the depth of our captain. Yeah, it turns out we're supposed to— Oh my god! You can leave, but those stay.
And so, our three brave heroes set out for the adventure of a lifetime.
Ah, shit, we forgot Cody!
You are in a lot of trouble.
And so, our two brave heroes set out for the adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah, right there! There it is again!
Who knows what dangers await our two brave companions?
Nope!
But whatever they may be, we know Monkey D. Luffy and Zolo Zorro will be ready.
How are you not hearing it? Wait, your name is Zolo Zorro? Yeah, dude, my parents hated me! Ha ha! Shucks to be you! Said Monkey Dumb Foot Luffy. No, your foot is dumb!
What does the D stand for?
D.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
D.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
D.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
D! Yeah! What does it stand for? D! Yeah! What does it stand for? D! It stands for D! D-E-E! This party's getting crazy! Yes, it is, Zorro. And it reminds me the time I got me hat. Now sit there and listen as I tell you a tale. A tale of long ago. You see, Zorro, it was a different time back then. The BGs were grooving up the dance scene, Howard Taft was building the pyramids, and mandatory aviators were distributed at your local watering hole.
I am an alcoholic millionaire playboy who is on the brink of an arranged marriage to a wealthy single woman.
I am a young Iowa corn farmer with an Oscar-winning wife and paranoid delusional tendencies.
And together we fight illegal narcotics and crime lords in the mean starts of L.A.
Damn it, autocorrect!
Arthur.
Huh?
You just described the plots of Arthur, Field of Dreams, and Lethal Weapon 2.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you did.
I see. Well then, after we built a ball field for Eliza Minnelli and Dudley Moore to stop some South American drug dealers, Shanks had an epiphany.
I just had an epiphany.
I could see he wanted to tell me something important.
Luffy, I want to tell you something important.
Then he imparted the wisdom of the forefathers to me.
What's this now?
I knew I should listen very carefully, for his words could have the intrinsic truth of the universe.
Come on, Luffy. Let's drink until our heart...
His knowledge was truly something to behold.
Uh-oh.
And then his wisdom flowed forth like a fountain of information that took 3 days to clean.
Still doesn't really explain the hat.
Oh.
Here's a hat.
Bitchin'!
I'm gonna kill that fucking bird! Hold the fort, Zorro! Let go, you stupid bird! Maybe it was the majestic flight of this fat bird, but for the first time, I experienced true serenity. Love, happiness, and peace roamed in my mind. Yeah, well, your service fights anyway!
Still beats Delta, though.
I don't know who you are, but your timing sucks.
Women, am I right, guys?
No! My hat!
That bird exploded.
Wow, your people skills are terrible.
Yeah.
My name's Nobby.
Ah, fuck my f***ing leg! Fuck! That's a f***ing sprain! It's gonna be f***ing broken tomorrow!
Can you see down my shirt?
No.
How about now? Can you do me a favor?
As long as I don't get roped into anything stupid. Wow! I actually felt myself die a little inside! We're not married, are we?
Bark like a dog!
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Sometimes the the video just cooperates. There was no problems with that. It didn't
I know.
stutter, nothing. It just, I continue to think that low pixelation might have something to do with turn it down to 780 and it'll probably work more. I don't know.
I think so too. But now you know. So there we go.
Well,
I hope you
knowing
guys...
is half the battle.
Exactly.
Till next time, friends.
Oh God.
So that being said, let's see. Anything you guys want to plug? Tom, do you have anything that you want to plug?
Nothing that's rated R or wait, no, never mind. Anyway,
Damn it.
Speaking of G.I. Jane, do you remember Cracker Jacks?
Yes.
They actually have Cracker Janes out now.
I know, I saw that. About a month ago.
Blue hell. It's just,
I'll call that harmless enough, but yeah.
When I seen it, I was like, okay. But
So
yes, no, nothing.
So it's like I just bought a bag of Mrs. Salties.
Yes.
I mean, name it whatever you want, but don't expect me to say it doesn't sound strange. It does.
If I got the picture, let me see. Yes, one is one Cracker Jane bag is with a black woman.
They have different races and everything because they got to
Yes.
fill all the diversities.
That's right. Yep. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can find the picture here. Yeah, there we go. Yes, one has a black woman on there, one a white woman, and one an Asian woman.
Yeah.
So 3 different bags that I can find. So yeah, it's stupid.
Nothing to plug, sadly, but now just keeping going. I got editing to do and then filming to do on Sunday, so keeping busy. So yay.
Fun. So Admiral T, anything for you to plug?
Yeah, well, I'll be coming on at 6 p.m. and we'll see who's there. Passes are going out. Admiral has no plan, but we will be talking. What the hell happened? Oh, yeah, but we will be talking maybe a little bit. I was going to go live today and just do an hour on it, but I said, fuck it, I'll kick it to my show. I have a few things to say about a couple of movies and a few opinions, and maybe we'll watch some Star Trek, and we'll see if my possible guest possibly made it, but it could possibly be Fat Steven Seagal along with other people. We don't know. But
Speaking of movies, just let me say this right now. If anybody gets a chance, watch The Killer. I just watched that a couple nights ago. Amazing film.
Really?
The deleter.
No, this yeah. Yeah, it's a Netflix film. It's about a hitman, but it's a totally different style of tale. It's very interesting. I was very intrigued by it.
Hit person.
Yes. Oh my God. I want to thank everybody that came into the chat today. Rocco the Brave, who was actually first in the chat, Sci-Fi Mombi, Killer Rapper from Space, Tree Rock Creations, Christy, all the way
Tree
from
Rock.
Sweden. Hello, Christy. I'm glad to have you.
Sweden.
Let's see. Rancor C was also here. Well, check out his channel on Rumble at Manorama because he has some very manly Manorama stuff going on there. Ray Lucard was also here in the chat, followed by James Caserta and the Lost Wanderer as well. Penny, everybody's favorite Penny, Lucky Penny, that is, was here as well. Also, thank you, Penny, for showing up. Really, really miss you, and I'm glad that you've come back. So nice to have you here. Canadian Spider-Man, everybody's favorite Spider-Man that's out there, and Canadian on top of that, Sci-Fi Mombi, that possibly I have to say that twice, so because I more than likely already did anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Wendy Trauma Warrior, that more than likely is probably still lurking in the chat and maybe hopefully making everyone on her staff laugh as much as humanly possible, because that's what we try to do here. Hojo, the comic creator, was also here as well. Hi, Hojo, nice to see you. Dadman Walking, everybody's favorite Dadman that's out there, who has a really good rockin' channel going on, along with Mrs. Dadman as well. So listen to her morning show, Morning Musings with Mrs. Dadman. So
I've had fun with that. I see you in the chat there too.
It is pretty fun with that. So let's see. Gap After Dark also is here. So I made him pee, or hopefully gave him enough time to go pee. So Gap After Dark, yes, I'm fondly acknowledging your existence.
You'll pee when I say.
That's right. Chad Bailey. So I might have missed you, but hail to you, Chad Bailey. I'm an ugly guy, and I know it. I stick my head out car windows, get a ticket for mooning in public. Really? That sounds like a fun time to me. So that's all I got to say about that. So hail Chad Bailey. Carla Burton, thank you, Carla Burton, for helping make this monetization possible. And all of you guys on top of that, thank you for finally making this monetization possible. All of you guys in every chat and every show, you guys all rock. So Carla Burton, thank you for being here as well. Let's see. Oh, you know what, boy, I've missed a lot. For some odd reason, I'm missing Chad Bailey's like chats. So ugly. I was drowning one time at the beach. Lifeguard came over and told me to keep it down. I'm making a scene. I'm sorry, Chad. So I like this guy. Appion as well was also here in the chat too. So thank you,
Appion's
Appion.
link is out there.
Appion's link
Check
is
out
out there.
Appion.
Awesome.
He's
There we
amazing.
go.
It's in the chat. He had an amazing and hilarious show last night where he tried to help me. He tried to help me.
I know.
That show. Check out my clip of that on Twitter. That was pretty funny. It was just like, oh no.
We also had Pops. Pops was also here. Hey, Pops. Glad that you could make it by. And of course, we had Loki, Stoned Loki from Loki's Morning Mischief. Mornings of Mitches. Dude, thank you very much for showing up. And you know what? Yeah, if you guys can, check out that little thread that's going on Twitter. So that one little clip of Titillating Tuesdays, number 25. So, because like I said, I got advice from Loki, who then again got it from Doomcock. So go check that out.
None of us
It's
are wearing
hilarious.
pants.
So,
None
of us are wearing pants
right now.
That's right. We're all commando. So
And I blame the
I've
cold
li-
for shrinkage. That's it. Yeah.
Line
it's
my
cold.
chair line the seat of my chair with wax paper so I wouldn't soil it, but I'm not wearing underwear.
There we go. Dormammu was also here in the chat. Hey, Dormammu, thank you very much for dropping by again. Great stuff. Great to see you here. So, and thank you that I actually got the context of the message out you were saying. So, Wes Kegel, dude, thank you very much for showing up. And also to Pacific 414, dudes, I really love that you guys are dropping on in and keeping active in the chat. And thank you very much. Because like I said before, you guys make it possible so very, 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 very much. So I really appreciate you guys and everything that you guys have done for me over all these shows. So 13 Frantic Fridays and over 50 Titillating Tuesdays.
And on the 13th Frantic Friday, we end up with monetization. Who says it's bad luck?
Exactly. In Jewish culture, 13 is actually a good number.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
I
there
didn't
you
know.
go.
I was not aware.
Now you were aware. So guys, thank you very much for jumping on by. I really, really appreciate it. I probably have a client that's going to be coming back soon, so I need to get off and let these guys get to their respective shows that they're going to be doing. So subscribe to these gentlemen here as well. They would really appreciate it. Check out on top of that the link for Al Nickerson's book, Sword of Eden. It's a great read. A second book is actually coming out very soon, I believe, because I've seen a few extra panels of his second series coming out. It looks really, really good. And also on top of that, for all of you guys in the chat, check out Flip City Magazine. And thank you also to them that dropped on by at the halfway mark to push the special promotion that was going on. And I guess that that commercial that we did for them was the first on this show, on this channel. So before they released it on their channel, on their YouTube channel. So very grateful for them. So check out the link down below for Flip City Magazine. You get 10% off of their subscription for an entire year when you use the code CRC for 10% off. Check out the free issue that they're giving out so you can check them out first and go subscribe to them. I'm sometimes terrible at plugging, but I'm working on it. So yeah, kind of.
Well,
so
I mean,
from everybody on this channel,
you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm
Go ahead.
trying. So from everybody on this panel to everybody out in the chat, thank you for dropping by. We'll see you on a Tuesday. And if things get finalized with the whole monetization, because I am doing up the membership things. I got to put emojis through and super stickers, so I got to build all that. So very soon, like I told you people, if you have followed my Facebook or my Twitter account, that when it finally goes through, we're going to have a contest. So maybe more than likely stay tuned to my Twitter or my Facebook or on the Discord or anything like that, because I will be announcing it. There will be a quiz. There will be something that I will be giving away. So look at all the past shows, because I will be asking questions, and whoever gets the most questions right wins the prize.
I'm easily going to win.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yes.
And if you're on this panel, then you don't get to play. So
it's a fraud. You know what? I submit.
You'll have to be in the chat.
I'll be in both.
Okay, fine. Good enough. So to everybody out there in the chat, thank you for dropping on by. Really, really appreciate it. And we will see you Tuesday. And and pay attention, because we will have something to be given away very, very soon, as promised. So to all of us here, to all of you out there, thank you for dropping by, and we'll see you soon. Later.
It's a reading rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. A reading rainbow.
A reading rainbow.
A reading rainbow.